several years ago, about 4 years ago, I started noticing that I would go to the bathroom more frequently. I would urinate more frequent, and thought it was a little odd, but then try to shrug it off. And I noticed that it was getting a lot worse over time. I was in such, I was dealing with so much pain and so many problems that I had, whether it was frequent urinating, urgent urinating, extreme pain after ejaculation, sexual dysfunction. I had pain after urinating. I had just aches down there in the genitals area, and I went to many urologists in top prestigious hospitals in New York, on Long Island, and they all had no answers for me. They said there was nothing wrong with me. I went for all the tests, CAT scans, and all sorts of just every test imaginable, and the results were negative. There was nothing there that was concrete. The tests were fine. The doctors were checking me. They said that my prostate was fine. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Meanwhile, I was suffering every single day, and it was getting worse and worse and worse. And the doctors thought I was crazy. And I spent well over 100 something hours trying to find answers online. And there's nothing under Google. There's nothing. I ended up finding a forum for prostatitis where people were talking about on the forum about how physical therapy helped them. And that's when I started looking into physical therapy. Because if I can back up a bit, I was using Flomax. One urologist helped me by putting me on Flomax, and that was working for a while, but then it stopped working. It stopped working as much. So I would say about 50% of it just stopped working in time. So that drove me again to surf on the internet and whatnot, and that's how I ended up. I found Amy Stein's book, and I found her practice, and that's what brought me here. The doctor didn't bring me here nowhere. I came here by myself just by doing a ton of research on the internet. Well, Stephanie's just great. I mean, overall, she has such a wealth of knowledge in physical therapy, particularly with what she does and specializes, which is the pelvic floor. I've been seeing her for a couple months now, and I, for the first time, have been noticing quite some significant improvements with my body, my whole pelvic floor, and all the problems that I've been having down there from what she's been doing. And every time I come in for a session, I see her twice a week. She does something different with me. For the most part, it's something different that she does all the time. She has many different techniques, and she just knows what she's doing. She knows how much pressure to apply, and it's very apparent just by having. Even the first session I came in with her, you could tell she's just extremely knowledgeable in her field, and she knows how to address the problem. So I've noticed, starting to notice quite some good improvements, and it's going to take more time, but in time I'm very confident from what I've seen, the results I've seen from her health, that I will actually heal. I will actually heal because she also not only has all this wealth of knowledge, but she knows how to articulate herself. She knows how to explain what the problem is, as opposed to all these urologists. They have no single clue about the problems. They don't know how to explain the problems, and quite frankly, for them, there isn't a problem. Whereas with Stephanie, she spent collectively at least an hour and a half out of all the time I've been here, just explaining to me in little bits and pieces, whether it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes, about how the pelvic floor is, and how when I fell on my tailbone, how all the muscles shortened and tightened, and how everything is shifted out of alignment. I got her an x-ray. She showed me exactly how the tailbone's supposed to be and how my tailbone shifted, and how it's causing a lot of pressure on my bladder, and how everything is pretty much out of whack down there in that region, and what her plan is, how she's going to elongate the muscles, how she's going to get the alignment back, how she's going to get my body back to normal. And it's a great feeling. It's one of the best feelings ever to actually have an answer. I mean, first, let alone an answer to the problem, and not only that, a direction on how to heal.